This isn't just another Ravens versus Steelers game. This is the kind of matchup that makes you hold your breath, where there's zero margin for error, and everything can be decided in just a few plays. One thing out of place, one careless mistake, and an entire season can slip away. But the truth is, there's a very clear path for Baltimore to take control of this game, and it comes down to simple, direct, and ruthless decisions. As this video goes on, you'll realize this isn't about flashy tricks or complicated formulas. It's about doing the basics the right way at the right time. When all these pieces come together, the Ravens don't just win, they send a message. Stick around until the end, because every point we break down here connects to the next, and by the end, the whole picture changes the way you look at this game. When this game kicks off, the plan needs to be obvious from the very first snap. The ball has to go through Derrick Henry. This isn't about creativity or surprises. It's about imposing strength, rhythm, and control. Every time Henry touches the ball, the Steelers' defense is forced to react, to hit, to wear itself down. And over the course of a game, that physical toll adds up fast. Henry completely changes how the Ravens operate. He keeps the clock moving, shortens the game, and takes pressure off Lamar Jackson's shoulders. Instead of the offense living on difficult, high-risk plays, everything becomes simpler, more controlled, more predictable, and that's a good thing. The more the Ravens run, the more comfortable they become inside the game. There's also the mental side of it. Defending Derrick Henry isn't just about tackling a running back. It's about dealing with someone who gets stronger as the game goes on. Every carry hurts a little more. Every tackle takes a little more energy. By the second half, what looked manageable early on turns into a serious problem. And when the Ravens start dominating this way, the game naturally begins to open up. The opposing defense has to creep closer to the line, starts taking more chances, starts exposing itself. That's exactly when other parts of the game come into play. But none of it works unless that first step, controlling the game on the ground, is established right from the start. After imposing their will in the run game, there's a warning that can't be ignored. None of that matters if the defense keeps giving up easy yards downfield. And that's been a real issue lately. When the ball sails over defenders' heads, the entire vibe of the game changes instantly. An offense that was stuck suddenly comes alive, and everything that was built patiently starts to wobble. Over the course of the season, the Ravens have shown they know how to protect the deep part of the field. But in recent weeks, that's slipped. Too many receivers running free. Too many uncontested throws. Too many positioning mistakes that come at a heavy price. Against an experienced quarterback, any small lapse gets punished immediately, even without his top target on the field. The goal here isn't to play scared or sit back. It's about discipline, keeping your eyes in the right place, trusting the scheme, and not biting on unnecessary bait. Every deep pass taken away is like stealing a big play from the opponent and keeping emotional control of the game. When the defense shuts down those deep shots, everything starts working together again. The offense stays calm, the clock keeps rolling, and the game sits exactly where the Ravens want it. And that's when the next layer of pressure really starts to show. If the deep field is protected, attention naturally shifts to the guy holding the football. And against a veteran quarterback, edge pressure alone won't cut it. He knows how to slide, step up, and neutralize that kind of rush. The most effective path is straight through the middle, closing the space where he likes to move. When pressure comes from the inside, everything tightens up, throws come out faster, mechanics break down, and decisions get tougher. This isn't about racking up sacks every snap. It's about constant discomfort. Making a quarterback feel like he can't set his feet comfortably changes the rhythm of the entire offense. That kind of pressure helps the whole defense. Passing lanes shrink, windows disappear, and the offense becomes predictable. Instead of clean, designed plays, the opponent is forced into improvisation. And that doesn't always work. And once an offense starts forcing plays because it feels uncomfortable, opportunities appear. Strong interior pressure sets the stage for mistakes. And that's exactly where the Ravens can turn control into a real advantage on the scoreboard.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video. But before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
With the quarterback under stress and the passing game contained, another detail starts to stand out. The Steelers' defense loves to attack. They gamble, they guess, they try to jump plays. That can be dangerous, but it also opens doors. When a defense plays too aggressively, it leaves space behind it. That's where the Ravens have to be smart. It's not about running just a run, but knowing when to change things up, slow it down, and exploit defenders who are flying in too fast. Guys who overcommit end up out of position, and those gaps can be attacked patiently. This kind of control wears on a defense mentally. Players start hesitating, unsure whether to attack or wait, and that confidence fades. Every successful play against that aggressiveness forces the defense to think, and thinking on the field almost always means arriving late. When that happens, the game enters a comfortable zone. The Ravens begin dictating reactions instead of just making moves. And the more the opponent has to adjust, the more critical it becomes not to give anything away for free. All of this only works if one basic rule is respected. Don't hand the ball over. Against the Steelers, mistakes usually come with a heavy cost. Fumbles, forced throws, rush decisions can flip games that look completely under control. Ball security isn't a detail, it's survival. This is the kind of defense that feeds off opportunity. One turnover fires up the sideline, wakes up the crowd, and breathes life into an offense that doesn't always generate it on its own. Avoiding that is just as important as gaining yards or pressuring the quarterback. Protecting the ball means knowing when to end a play, when not to force an impossible throw, and when not to fight for extra yards that aren't there. Sometimes the best play is simply keeping possession and moving on, no rush. When the Ravens put all of this together, ground control, solid defense, smart pressure, exploiting overaggression, and zero mistakes, the game stops being chaotic and becomes calculated. That's the environment where Baltimore feels most comfortable and becomes incredibly hard to beat. When you take all of this into account, the picture becomes very clear. The Ravens don't need to reinvent anything to win this game, and they definitely don't need to abandon their identity. The path is about imposing physical football from the opening snap, controlling the tempo of the run game, protecting the defense from explosive plays, and turning every possession into a patience test for the Steelers. When Baltimore executes that plan with discipline, the game naturally shifts into their favor. The difference between victory and frustration, once again, comes down to avoidable mistakes. Against a specific rival, any slip-up becomes fuel for the other side to grow. Protecting the ball, making smart decisions, and not giving up short fields is what keeps the entire plan intact until the final whistle. That's when the Ravens stop just competing and start truly controlling the matchup. Now I want to hear from you. Do you believe the Ravens can follow this blueprint perfectly and smash the Steelers? Or do you see any part of this plan that could turn into a problem on game day? Drop your take in the comments, because this matchup always sparks debate, and this decision could define the season.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself.